No justice.
No peace.
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 Hands up.
Don't shoot.
Hands up.
Don't shoot.
Hands up.
Don't shoot.
Hands up.
Don't shoot.
All right. We are here today because we must have this nation deal with the fact that just like 50 years ago, the states had taken a position to rob the human rights and civil rights of citizens with states' rights projected laws that disempowered federal law. We've seen in Ferguson, Missouri, we've seen in Staten Island, where state grand juries have suspended the right of due process.
Yeah.
And we come to Washington to call on this Congress and national government to do what was done before. We need national legislation and intervention to save us from state grand juries that say it's all right to choke people even on tape and you won't bring them to court. It's all right to have prosecutors have private queries, and if we question them, we are starting trouble. We didn't shoot anybody. We didn't choke anybody. We don't come to Washington as shooters and chokers. We come as the shot and the choked, asking you to help deal with American citizens who can't breathe in their own communities. Oh, Reverend Al, y'all are dividers. Look at these thousands of people. They're black, they're white, they're young, they're old. This is what America looks like. I stood in this city and was inspired when I saw a black man put his hand on the Bible and become president. But I've also been inspired today when I see young white kids holding up signs saying Black Lives Matter. I know the media won't show that. I know they'll say we only had 500 rather than the thousands. But I don't care how much you try to distort it, truth crushed to earth shall rise again. The people united will never be defeated. You can castigate the leaders. You can try to divide us by generation, but you didn't understand. My youngest daughter Ashley gave me a slogan the other day. It says, you may bury us, but you didn't know you were burying seeds. When you bury us, we sprout up and start blocking traffic. Our seeds grow in the civil disobedience. Our seeds grow in the nonviolence. Bury us if you want, but we'll grow stronger and last longer. This Congress, we're here for three things. One, we need a law on judicial threshold. Why is the threshold so high? For you to protect citizens in police matters. We're not saying all police are bad. We're not even saying most are bad. We're not anti-police, but we're anti-brutality. And the federal government must have a threshold to protect that. Second, the Justice Department must have a division funded to deal with this. Thirdly, we must have the power of special prosecutors, not the local prosecutors. We cannot trust those that work together every day and depend on each other to do their work, to have a non-conflicted inquiry of each other. This march today was led by the victims. First time. You know, they say, oh, y'all don't speak for nobody yet. When we call marches, thousands come. They get other people that got 20 folk to denounce us. But this is about the victims. We don't all agree with each other. We don't all have the same tactics, but we have the same goal, and that is equal protection under the law. And that's not black against white, it's right against wrong. That's why whites and blacks are here together. Show the world today this is not a black march or white march. This is an American march for the rights of American people. Let me say, there are those that want to act as though what we say are unreasonable. What is unreasonable about asking for a court case? What's unreasonable about asking for due process? What is unreasonable about asking for the Constitution to work for everybody? What is unreasonable about saying that Michael Brown and Tamir Rice and Eric Garner had rights too? What a lot of people don't understand is that just like policemen have the right to get unions and others to defend them, victims have the right to get civil rights and human rights organizations to stand behind them. You thought it would be kept quiet. You thought you'd sweep it under the rug. You thought there'd be no limelight. But we gonna keep the light on Michael Brown, on Eric Garner, on Tamir Rice, on all of these victims, because the only way, I'm sorry, I come out the hood, the only way you make roaches run is you gotta cut the light on. So I don't have the words that others may have. I don't have the polish that civil rights leaders before me had. I don't have the understanding of law that some of my brothers and sisters have. And some of you may be like me. You come up the rough side of the mountain. And when you come up the rough side, sometimes your legs get scarred and you might get a little mud on your clothes. But I come to Washington anyhow because God gave me a little light and I'm going to let it shine. I'm going to shine on Michael Brown. I'm going to shine on Eric Garner. God gave me my light. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. I want to bring to the stage, before we bring our closing speakers, I know it's cold, but God bless you for being here in the cold. Some of you rode all night long. Some of you got a long ride home. But we want to stand together. Let me bring to the platform first the mother and father